Students are peacefully protesting for a ceasefire in Gaza and peace in Palestine. They say that they will not leave the quad until their demands are met by the university. 6 years ago, JMU students came together right here on the Wilson Hall steps to protest Trump's repeals of the DACA program. Finals week is approaching, and it's almost been a full school year since Carrier Library has been under renovation. Tales say that if you kiss someone on this rock, you two are getting married. But it's not the end of celebrating local breweries right here in Harrisonburg. I'm here live at the Democratic Watch Party at Ruby's Lounge with Democratic candidate Kathy Beery. Tonight, the venue opens up its lights for Rocktown Improv Group, a group of people connected through their love of comedy and performance. Harrisonburg petitioners want their neighbors to let the grass grow this spring. Behind the blueprint, University Communications said construction progress is right on track. The building will be completed in December 2025, and the library will be opened again in the following fall once everything is moved in.
We want the new building to be easy to visit, both for on-campus and off-campus populations. It'll be environmentally responsible, it'll be welcoming.
Despite not having access to the iconic building, there are still quiet places to study in over 30 buildings on campus. But for some Carrier fans, life without this library just isn't the same.
I felt like it's a much more relaxed setting versus Rose. That's very bright and a lot of windows and a lot of new feel to it. Carrier just had that relaxed setting that I needed to just really zone in.
Many have made countless memories during their college experience in this building. Students are looking forward to seeing a new and improved library.
So many millions of stories here. Millions of people came here before me and will come after me. And so it's a very important landmark here at JMU.
While Carrier is under renovation, its library resources are still available throughout campus. Keep up to date with the library and its progress on the JMU Library's website. Reporting for Breeze TV from the construction site, I'm Maggie Rickerby.
So I'm going to get one picture here. And there I go. I got to change one more thing here. I'm going to change the white balance. Da, 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 da. I like to just walk across whole towns. Because if you go by what the tourist books say, etc., you're not going to find the real treasures. Auto white balance, active D-lighting. I started when I was about 10 years old. I remember I was in 4th grade, and my dad always liked photography.
Richard Finkelstein's passion for capturing the moment has only grown as he's gotten older. After retiring from 23 years as a theater professor at JMU, he now has more time to explore his local area.
He has an eye, a trained eye of a designer. So he finds really interesting things, I think, that most people don't look for.
His photography perspective is a result of years of practice. As a stage designer, Finkelstein started photographing buildings to inspire theater sets by thinking outside of the box.
I like to think of the question that hasn't been asked, and a lot of discoveries have happened that way.
His work documents local history, and each photograph tells its own story, some unknown to residents.
I think Patsy Cline's grandparents lived in a house behind my son's high school, and I didn't even know it, and he showed me of this beautiful photograph of it. I was like, wow, yeah, I know where that house is.
His passion for uncovering history led him to Harrisonburg's most famous legend, the Harrison House. Archaeologists revealed that much of the mythology behind the house is false. Thomas Harrison did not live there.
What's now the front of it was the side, and what was the front is locked in by another building up against it. So what I did using my Photoshop, I restored it digitally and with all the colors, which is kind of interesting. That got almost no reaction on mine, mostly because people just assume that the way they see it is the way it was.
My work brings a different line of evidence. But when you put those things together, his vision of those particular places, his attention to detail, those are the sorts of things where my story can pick up with the archaeology and the architectural history, and it just becomes a much richer image of what that particular place was.
Finkelstein found an online community on Facebook where he can share his discoveries with locals.
Well, what often happens is people will come in who have lived in the houses or know more of the history. They know more than me, so I do the pictures and then I learn from them. And then I can tell other people.
If you look at social media, The interest that has been generated by Richard's photographs are really that interest is multidimensional. There are people who appreciate the beauty of the photographs. There are people who appreciate the story. It elicits nostalgia for many people. It elicits melancholy for people if he's taken photographs of things that are no longer there, for example. But what it allows people to do, I think, is to recreate memory and identity.
The engagement keeps him motivated as his work has touched the lives of many.
I crave people to recognize my work, especially because I haven't pushed out towards what I would define as fame.
But his work was displayed in a special way. Finkelstein took photos of Shirley Prendergast, the first African-American woman to be a lighting designer on Broadway. Her family loved one photo in particular and wanted it to be shown during the In Memoriam section of the 2019 Tony Awards show.
It turned out I had 3 students working on the awards, and they sent me photos. Because I was on my way to Prague, they sent me photos where they put my name right on the screen. And I just felt so proud to be able to honor one of the pioneers.
Finkelstein continues exploring new areas and plans to publish his photographs.
I am years behind in sorting all this out. It's astonishing because, again, I think I have 1 million pictures. I'm ready in some areas that I could immediately, if I found a publisher, immediately start doing those, like certain categories, doors, bricks. Some of those I'm ready to go.
Finkelstein has photographed 34 states and 471 towns, with many more to go. Reporting for Breeze TV alongside Jacob Morris, I'm Maggie Rickerby. Vocal sounds blend together every Sunday night in this Harrisonburg church. But this local ensemble is not your typical group choir. Since their founding 15 years ago, Voice Ensemble raises money for 2 local nonprofits a year, like the Collins Center.
To know that there's a group out there that cares enough that they're going to help raise some funds for this work means we're not doing it alone.
Voice concerts support the mission of each nonprofit. For the Collins Center, it's to provide services for people experiencing sexual violence.
Just learning more about all the services they provide and knowing that we're helping to build capacity for the services that are so needed in this community was just really fulfilling.
Not only does Voice give back to the community, the ensemble has created its own. Each voice belongs to people from many different walks of life. Its diversity is what members like Brooke Blankenship say makes this group so special.
We are so many different ages, so many different abilities, so many different backgrounds, and we all share the joy of making music.
This joy has been shared among over 150 members since Voice began and has helped the ensemble raise over $80,000. But the group isn't stopping there. They're already preparing for their next concert in June to benefit the Blue Ridge Free Clinic. Reporting alongside Jacob Morris for Breeze TV, I'm Maggie Rickerby. At 114 years old, Gitchell's Photography is downtown Harrisonburg's longest-standing resident. Krista Gitchell is the third-generation owner of the shop. She made the quick decision to give up her dreams as a nurse after her father died to take over the family business.
It's a lifestyle. It's not a business. It's a lifestyle. It's your life. You make it your life or you don't make it.
Gitchell credits her success to hard work and the relationships with her customers. With 5 high school and 5 middle school contracts, Gitchell takes photos for 1,500 sports teams.
The sports, you get to watch all the kids grow up, and that's pretty cool too. You know, you take their T-ball pictures, and then 20 years later, you're doing wedding pictures.
Generational photography is a common theme at Gitchell's. Joe Shoker, a longtime customer and friend, said his family has relied on Gitchell's for years.
For her to have lasted through those evolutions is a statement of the quality of business that Gitchell's Photography is.
Despite big changes like moving from film development to the digital age, one thing remains the same.
You know, I'm here, I've been here, and I'm going to stay here for a little while longer.
Reporting for Breeze TV, I'm Maggie Rickerby. Welcome back to Breeze TV. I'm Maggie Rickerby. The study explained that both female and Black veterans are more likely to use PGIB benefits, but earn less with the same degree. Researchers say these gaps should be studied further to ensure equal access for everyone eligible for the bill's benefits. The American Institutes for Research has conducted the first in-depth assessment of the post-9/11 GI Bill, or PGIB, since its creation in 2008. Well, next time you come across your old high school prom dress or suit shoved in the back of your closet, did you know there's a place for it? The Cinderella Project is now accepting donations for the upcoming prom season. The Cinderella Project will be taking fitting appointments every Saturday from now until May. They hope to see more volunteers and donations in the weeks to come. Well, next up on the Sports Desk, you don't want to miss what Sports Director Colby Reese has next. I've been doing Breeze TV at my school, which is my school's broadcast station, since I was a freshman. And I really enjoyed it, and I was like, I want to do this in the real world, and here I am.